Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're actually going to be looking at the process that I use to edit my YouTube videos on iMovie. This video was actually requested and I'm so happy that people are interested in how I do it. I will be time stamping everything as I go through, hopefully to give you a good idea of how long it takes to actually edit a video. I would say on average, for my videos that are more informative based, it takes me around an hour to film or less, and then 3 to 5 hours to edit. The specific video that we're going to be editing today should have already come out, which will be the reverse psychology video. That video was actually pretty short. It was only around 8 minutes long, and because of that, it actually took not that long to edit. But you'll get to see the entire process from start to finish. I really hope that you enjoy the video, and if you do, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me along the way, and it allows you to see more videos like this in the future. All right, I think we can get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just open up iMovie. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to select the movie option. We're going to want to import media here. So we're just going to click on it. It's going to take you to your computer desktop. I'm going to select desktop because I have already selected my files and put them on my desktop for easy access. And these are the two files that I want to import. Drag them in, but right now we're going to be working on this first clip here, and you can see that it's 17.4 minutes long, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that my videos are not that long. So we're going to be cutting this down pretty significantly. I actually think this video is going to be shorter. I'm thinking around 8 minutes, maybe shorter than that. So that's what we're going to be working on, and that's where the majority of our time is actually going to go. The first thing I'm going to do is actually zoom in on that file because this 17-minute clip is actually very small right now and very hard to edit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cursor and you're going to go over to the right-hand side here, and you're actually just going to drag this further to the right. As you can see, what we just did was we zoomed in to this clip, and now we're looking at it per points of seconds, so very, very close. The first thing I do when I start editing is I'm going to adjust the audio and adjust the color correction. So you can see down here on this bar, you can adjust the volume. So now I have it at 0, and now I can have it all the way at 400. Now the second thing I'm going to do is color correction. So I'm just selecting anywhere on the clip. I'm going to go up here to the top right and click color correction, and now you can see here there's these bars that I'm going to be adjusting. Typically, I tend to take this first one here and drag it up. As you can see, it is the exposure, I believe, and it's making it very, very, very exposed. I like to make it slightly more exposed, but not crazy, right? So then I move down the line and basically just play with these settings until I like the way that clip looks. Okay, so now the second thing we're going to do is probably going to take the most amount of time, and this is what I call my flash edit. I'm going to be splitting my clips to cut out breaths if I'm taking too long to breathe, anytime I'm thinking, or maybe I even mess up. I'm going to be cutting those things out to make a more cohesive and fast-paced video. So let me show you how to split a clip. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to find a place where you want to split, or essentially where you want to edit or delete something out of your clip. To begin, I want to cut out all the blank space that I had at the beginning of my video where I'm setting up and sitting down, everything like that. So I'm just going to click where I want to make a break in the clips. I'm going to right click, which on a Mac is clicking with 2 fingers, and now you can see my options here. I'm going to split the clip. What you can see is that just split the 2 clips exactly where I had my cursor. So now I'm going to actually delete that first one because I don't want it. And if you follow my audio, you can actually see that I stopped talking right about here. So again, I'm going to split the clip, and I could split it again, but what I'm going to do is click exactly where I want to split it. And I'm actually just going to drag this file to that second cursor. So now I'm just splitting once and dragging once. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put in my headphones because that's the way I like to edit, and I will check back in a little bit. Right now it is 10:06, and we'll see when I finish my flash edit. Okay, so I am done my flash edit. It is now 11:01, so it just took me a little under an hour to actually finish that portion of the editing. I did get the video down to 8 minutes and 53 seconds, which is pretty good. I'm still gonna edit some things out. I will still be adding things like my intro and my outro, so it will get a little bit longer, or maybe it'll stay the same after I cut some things out, which leads me to my next portion of my editing process. I am now going to be watching the video from start to finish, adjusting flow, getting rid of things if I'm maybe repeating myself or if something is just not necessary for the video, and removing those sections. I am also going to be writing down ideas for overlays that I want to be putting on top of my video. I do tend to put very similar overlays with some additional video specific overlays as well. So I'm going to be just watching the video all the way through and writing down my ideas so that when it comes time to create those overlays, it'll be much easier to do so. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I went through the video, I adjusted some things. I think I got it down to 8 minutes and 3 seconds, so that's pretty good. That's right where I wanted the video to be. I'm actually now going to go ahead and add in transitions, intro and my outro scenes, stuff like that, and I will show you how I go about doing that. So we're going to begin with transitions. And so what you do is you go up to the top of iMovie, here's the transitions, and a lot of them are super cheesy, but I like picking the slide left transition. You just drag it right in. Now to add in my end screen, I'm actually going to go to my media, and my end screen is right here. You literally just drag it right in. And I also like to fade to white right before that as well. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do one of my favorite things when editing my videos. We are going to be creating the overlays. I use something called Canva, and essentially it is the easiest program. It is completely free. You can do pretty much everything on it. Now, I already have predetermined overlay styles that I use, so I'm just going to go to an old overlay and recreate it to fit this video. This was my latest overlay that I did create, and one thing that I do have to point out is anything that you see that is green will actually be removed and will be transparent on iMovie, and that's a setting that I will be showing you later. Usually the less important words are in this cursive here, so that's going to be and. This one is going to be children because it's the most important word, and here we're going to say reverse psychology. And now I'll have to play around, obviously, to make it all fit. This will also have to shrink a little bit. And I don't like the way the D is here, so I think I'm actually just gonna do that. I think I actually might just do this. It's all about playing around. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to go up to the top right here, and I'm going to download video is the automatic setting. I don't want a downloaded video. I want a downloaded PNG. So I'm going to select that here and download. I'm going to go ahead and make the other overlays that are very similar to this one. Also, quick tip, if you want to upload a picture that is not yours to a YouTube video, you can actually find copyright-free images on Google. So, for example, I am looking for a University of Arizona logo. In my images, what I'm going to do is go to Tools, Usage Rights, and go Commercial and Other Licenses. Now, anything that shows up here, I am allowed to use. So this looks like exactly what I'm looking for. It even has a transparent background. Awesome. I'm just going to download the image and it's free to use. Okay, so that took me just under 15 minutes. It's now 11:48. We're going to be adding the overlays that I just created into iMovie and implementing them into my video. I want to import new things into iMovie. So I'm going to go up to the top into this little arrow and click on it to import new clips. Every time I wanted to put one of those overlays, I'm going to just drag and drop from my iMovie, my media area to the exact place where I want it to appear. So let's just go through I'll show you when I come across my first overlay. So here I'm actually going to put in a screen recording that I have taken on my phone of what happens when you search reverse psychology on Twitter. So here is the file, and I'm just going to drag it to where I'd like it. And we're going to go up to the top right and actually select this first option here. And instead of having a cutaway, I would like a picture-in-picture. And what that's going to allow me to do is actually move this around. So I'm going to make it as big as I want it and then place it where it makes the most sense in my video. Okay, so that's my first one. Let's skip forward until we see one of my more traditional overlays. So right here, we're just going to drag in this definition here, make it so that it's the whole length of the clip. And again, because it's a picture, it's going to do that zoom in feature. I'm going to get rid of that. And instead, I'm going to go back to the overlay settings here and select green, blue, screen. And what that's going to do is get rid of the green, like I had mentioned. So now it looks like it's transparent everywhere that I had green originally. For these specific overlays, I do like to have a little bit of a dissolve feature. So I'm going to add that by pulling in this little blue dot that appears at the edge of my video. I'm going to put in the rest of the overlays because I'm basically just repeating this process for all of the ones I created. This really shouldn't take me a long time at all, hopefully, as long as there's no problems or anything like that. And then we're going to be putting in sound effects and music. And now we are on to music and sounds. This one is pretty quick. Basically what we're going to do is I have some sounds that I typically use all throughout my videos. Whenever I have something pop up, I use an audio sound actually in iMovie. So you're gonna go up to the left-hand corner, click on audio, sound effects, and then look up bottle, and you should get a bottle cork. And now this is actually just a popping sound that I use very frequently. And again, I'm just gonna drag it down below where I want it to pop, and also change the audio levels to make sure it's at around 60%. I get the majority of my music from copyright-free websites or within the YouTube Creator Studio playlists. Okay, so the final thing that I'm going to be doing before I export my iMovie is I'm going to be adding in some crops, some zooms, everything like that. So let's say I wanted to crop in on this clip here. I'm going to go up to the crop button, click on it, and if it's just a crop I want to do, I'm going to go on to crop to fill, adjust it. This is quite a nice picture of me right now. And then you'll see as I click, I'll zoom in. The zoom in feature is also in the crop section, but you're going to select Ken Burns. And as you'll see here, there's a start and an end. You want to adjust the end. Let's say I want to zoom in really close to my face. I'm going to make that end box a lot smaller and put it exactly where I want it. And now we'll see a zoom. So I'm just going to go through the entire video now. I'm looking for places where I'd like to crop in, zoom out, do whatever I want to do to make the video as engaging as possible. Once I finish everything, I will probably go through and watch the video a couple more times, sometimes even with a break in between, to make sure I'm enjoying the video. If I myself am not able to pay attention for the whole 8 minutes, then I do need to do some additional editing. I need to figure out what's going to make the video that much more engaging, because I have to find it interesting for anybody else to find it interesting. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to export it. When I export it, I'm going to go up to the top right section of iMovie. I'm going to press the share button and export it as a file. It's going to export it as an MP4 video. Hopefully it's at 1080p. I think it will be because I had good lighting for this video. And then it'll just appear on my computer, which I can then upload to YouTube. All right, so that actually wraps up my video on how I edit my YouTube videos. I'm really happy that you stuck around for the duration of it. It was a shorter editing process than normal. It only took me around 3 hours. It is around 1 p.m. now that I am filming this outro. It was pretty quick and relatively easy to get through this video. Some videos do take way longer to edit, know that it's the bare minimum that I do when recording and editing my videos. Again, thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you again on Monday.